Today, I would like to talk about Psalm 91 and abiding. Do you realize the importance of Psalm 91 for us in these days? I'm sure many of you have been reciting this psalm often, if not daily, since the beginning of 2020. I read and sang it daily for months as my sure protection against deadly pestilence. Do you realize we are promised protection from deadly pestilence and scourge coming near our tents 3 times in this psalm? This psalm is incredibly powerful. I love sung versions because, as the saying goes, when you sing, you pray twice. I will place my favorite sung version in the description box below, and I urge you to sing and pray with it daily. My favorite version is performed by Sons of Korah. Sons of Korah has recorded sung versions of most of the Psalms, and I find them very powerful. Another psalm I believe is a now psalm is Psalm 24. I will place that below as well, but more on that later. For now, I want to focus on Psalm 91. Psalm 91 is filled with incredible promises, but what many may not notice is the psalm does lay out some requirements in order to receive these promises. When I say requirements, I am not speaking of works. I am speaking of rest and abiding. The psalm begins with the very requirement necessary for the promise. Verse 1 and 2 state, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High, who abides in the shadow of the Almighty, will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust." Following this statement, many promises follow. We move down to verse 9. "Because you have made the Lord your refuge, the Most High your habitation, no evil shall befall you. No scourge come near your tent." I believe this is the major reason the Lord has asked me to speak, in order to help lead others into a place of abiding, resting, and continual habitation in the Most High God. This is the place of protection physically, spiritually, and emotionally. The place of rest protects our bodies, minds, and spirits. Our world needs us now. An army is being raised in the heart of the Father. The Father needs us. The Father needs you. There is nothing more important in this time and the earth than learning to rest in Him. Nothing. While chaos reigns on the earth, you can remain in peace. We are needed to carry this peace into the world that sorely needs the peace of Christ. Psalm 91 goes on to promise angels to those who abide. "For He will give His angels charge over you to guard you in all your ways. On their hands they will bear you up lest you dash your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the adder. The young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot." Following this comes the requirement once more. "Because he clings to me in love, I will deliver him. I will protect him because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him." This is much more than knowledge of God and who He is. It is much more than prayers of petition and even prayers of praise. This is an experiential love born of relationship found in the secret resting place with God. This is the place where our petitions are answered and the place where our praise is received. This is the place to where you have been called. I want to take you to a place now to illustrate this abiding, to give you another picture of what this looks like. I would like you to meditate on Matthew 8:23-27. Jesus is asleep in the boat as a great storm is stirred up in the Sea of Galilee. Scripture says the waves were engulfing the boat while Jesus lay there sleeping. Use your active imagination and go into the scene. Observe the scene and then enter in as a participant. This was an exercise given me many years ago by a wise spiritual director. He actually suggested I spend an hour in the scene. I don't think I made it that long, but the point was to truly engage. He said, "Let the scene unroll like a movie in my mind's eye." This was not easy, but I persisted, and this has remained with me ever since. As I went into the scene, my initial vantage point was from sea level outside the boat. My vantage point changed, and suddenly I was high above the boat. I then noticed a great light breaking through the clouds. It was a beam straight from heaven, which went directly into the boat. It was blinding, an incredible beam of light. My spirit knew this was the light of the Father, breathtaking and beautiful. I was then transported back inside the boat, where I could see that the light went straight into Jesus' heart. And I knew Father and Son were fully united in deep union while Jesus was asleep at the helm of the boat. He was completely at rest in his Father. In this vision, which was my movie, it seemed to me that Jesus had actually asked the Father to bring the storm in order to test the apostles. And then Jesus showed them what it looked like to be at rest in the Father in the midst of the storm. I was now in the boat next to Jesus. Where are you in the boat? I sat beside Jesus, and then I lay down, resting my head upon his chest. This is the first time I remember focusing on his heartbeat, gently beating in my ear. His heartbeat was so calming. His breath was even and peaceful. His heart was a safe place to be in the midst of this very great storm. I looked at his face, so peaceful, so beautiful, so calm. I sensed the fear of the disciples around me, but their fear had no effect on me. I was with the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the creator of the winds and the seas. Go there now into the scene. Lay next to Jesus. Rest your head upon his heart. Listen to his heartbeat. Listen to his breath, the very breath of life inside of you. Feel his love. Feel his presence. See his connection with the Father. Unite with them. Gaze at his peaceful face. Receive his peace and his love. It is tangible, and nothing can shake your peace here. You are loved. You are protected. This is a place of habitation. No words are necessary. Now observe the scene around you. The wind, the waves, the rain. Are they affecting you? Do you see the bubble of protection and peace that is yours in the arms of Jesus? This is a place you can go to anytime, and especially during the storms of life. Abide in him, rest in him, savor the time together. This is where you're filled. This is where you find peace for the small and large storms of life. Stay very, very close to Jesus. He says, "Be not afraid. I am with you always." Another point I would like to make is that God allowed me to see the big scene or the big picture, and that was good to observe. But I observed the scene more as a spectator. When I entered the scene, the only thing I focused on was Jesus. That was the only thing that was important or necessary. The elements had no effect on me or Jesus. In your storms, focus on Jesus and Jesus only. He will give you what you need. I will place the text of Psalm 91 below with the songs. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video so that it will reach all those that God desires. Be at peace. I'll see you next time.